Hello, friend, and thank you for watching my YouTube channel, Alpha Sky Tech. And as always, I appreciate your like and subscribe, and appreciate your comments and question. Today, I'm bringing you a special video for the PMP exam training prep questions and explanation. The PMP stands for Project Manager Professional Exam. So let's get started. So first question will be project manager lead software development project in the hybrid environment. During a project planning, the project manager identified a risk where technical resources for critical path item may not be available when uh, when needed. 1 week before the resources is needed. The technical engineer had a personal emergency and had to take a leave. What should the project manager do next? So I would go with A, consult the risk registers for the appropriate planned risk response and implement. And this is the explanation. The project manager should immediately activate the contingency plan they developed during a project planning to address the specific risk. This may involve relocating resources, outsourcing the task, or adjusting the project schedule to accommodate the absence communication with the stakeholders and the situation and the process proposed, I'm sorry, solution is also crucial to manage expectation and minimize disruptions. And we go to question number two. Question number two, folks, here it says a team has just adopted an agile approach. During daily stand-up meeting, the team expressed concern about task delays. The project leader worked with the fast track all product features to ensure delivery. Sprints are being completed, but with either a fewer feature or a lower quality. What should the project leads have done to ensure success? And I would go definitely with D in here. Empower the team to improve their process, tools, and interactions to be more effective in the delivery and removing impediments. And the explanation for this, to ensure the success of the agile projects, the project's lead should have focused on a proper backlog grooming, clear sprint goals, and prioritizations of features based on value, maintaining quality standards, and fostering team collaboration by avoiding the temptation to fast track a future and instead emphasizing incremental delivery. The team would have been able to deliver high quality, valuable product feature while addressing delays and concern in a more substantial, sustainable way. That's my explanation for question number two. And we go to question number three, folks. Here, a team is delivering features to customers at every iterations. After completing each iterations, the customers is invited for a view. However, the customer is frequently not available and the review is often delayed, which results in the increased rework for the team. What should the project manager do? And I personally go with B, plan ahead and define the best way to review the deliverables with customers, but I have some doubts. I'm leaning also to a D. Ask customers to review the deliverables in each iterations based on their availability. Let me know, folks, which one you go with, and I have explanation why it's B rather than reacting to customers' absence. The project's manager should proactively define a structure review process that aligns with the customer's availability. But option D is let's say is reactive rather than proactive and could still result in a delay. So I'm just leaning into the B more. I'm selecting B, but I'm leaning into this about 20%. That's all I can tell you. Okay, next question, from, folks. Here is number 4. A project manager is part of the team that is launching a series of features to comply with the new regulation. The team has only 6 weeks to release the features to legacy application. During the stand-up meeting, a software engineer indicated that the development of the important feature is on hold until the assigned designer completes a specific task. This delays is a serious road block to a meeting the releases date. Block the to meeting the release dates. What should you do? So I would go with D here. Meet with the designer to because that's the person who actually needs to address this first for this issue to share the current status and development a solution to complete the test. But also I have about 30% leaning into contact the design team, which is in a broader way, basically a manager, and ask the reconsider the priority list based on the latest situation. So personally, I would go with this person who is in charge. I mean, who is working on it, rather going to the managements actually for manager. So reaching him directly. So I would go with D here. Let me know, folks, again, what you go and why I'm going with D by addressing the blocker swiftly. The blocker is the person who designer self and proactively managing the timeline. The project's manager can help the team recover from the delay and stay on a track to meet the critical release deadline. C, escalating before collaborating because this issue is a form of why is C escalating before collaborating. You see, that's not you have to collaborate basically because this issue from another department and here. That's my intake actually. So it's the answer is D. So number 5, a project manager is working with the customer team on the new project. Some products definitions and requirements are still not clear, but the customers want to start activities as soon as possible. The organization is also expecting product delivery for a specific date due to a regulatory requirement. Due to the nature of the project, the project's manager has decided to use a hybrid approach. Why did the project manager choose hybrid approach? I would personally go. I'm leaning into 25% to A, but I strongly go with A. I mean with C, sorry. A hybrid approach will allow the management of the requirement uncertainty as well as the date of restriction. So that's what I'm going for. I'm leaning also towards A. As you can see, a hybrid approach enables project activities to start immediately and allow to. I'm kind of like I was thinking about, but mostly I'm going with C. Explanation of why I'm going with C is it gives room to define a requirement while managing another other uncertainties in regards to the date of completion and why it's leaning about 25% to A gives you a flexibility to start work immediately and gives you room to plan for functionality. But I would go with C because um, it's more into managing and requirements, rather going focusing directly on the issue. And number six, folks, question number six, projects team has expressed concern that certain remote team member are not able to collaborate with the large projects team due to their work schedule. The project manager is confused since the entire team is located in the same time zone and believes there are other factors at the plate. What should the project manager do next? I would go with B, that's for sure. Examine the team virtual needs. That's a must. And why it's B? It's important for project to look into the virtual needs are and try to rectify or alternatively implement the regulations that ensure team members work collaboratively um, on a side during the stand-up meeting, and key phrase of the project to improve team morale and results. And we go to question number seven, folks. Company is implementing projects with the team members located in the different countries and time zone. Individual performance is satisfactory, but the team performance as a whole is low, especially in terms of group activities. What should the project manager um, do? I would go with B, facilitate communication and teams buildings. And explanation, since the difference in the time zone is asking to hit on the entire team performance, the project manager needs to invest more efforts in the team buildings activities like catch up meetings on Friday, which should be made mandatory to attend, and then also encourage and facilitate the communication with all team members. That was number seven, B. And number eight. Um, Number eight says during the third iterations of a project, the product owner request another mandatory feature. This also happened in the previous two sprints, which uh, um, results in failure and caused frustration within the team. What should the project managers do next? I definitely go with C, call for internal meetings to discuss the changes, because this is you going directly, and I will explain it why I'm going to C. But also I'm leaning to B, ask a product owner to prioritize the backlogs within the projects team. The reason I'm going with C is folks here, as a project manager, the first step should be holding an internal meeting. So that's what I meant here, internal meeting with the team to discuss, because the team is the main things actually, frustrations and concerns regarding the continuous addition of a mandatory feature mid-sprint. After understanding the team frustrations and concerns, the project manager should then schedule a meeting with the product owner. During this meeting, the project manager should share the team feedback and concerns and discuss the impact of the adding mandatory features mid-sprint on the project's access and timeline. And why I'm going with B, folks, that's what I said. I have a skepticism here. If the project manager want this item added to the sprint, they need to reprioritize it accordingly before including it in the sprint. Additionally, the project manager PO should explain the reasons for prioritizing this item over others already planned within the team. So I would I would go with C, folks, in here, but it's your call. Let me know in your comment sections and concerns, please. And number nine, five agile teams working together on the product recently performed release planning. Midway thought the projects, each team showed their progress was on track. When all of the teams integrated at the product level, many integrations issues were observed. um, the overall products release progress declined, with the predictions showed the committed content will not be able to accomplish. What should the project manager have done differently? I would definitely go with D, ensure the frequent and continuous integrations of a work to obtain early feedback and continuous learning. But I have a lean into also by 20% perform a scrum of scrums on a regular basis to help team remove impediments. So why is I'm going with D? D because continuous integrations allow for early detections of compatibilities issue, reducing the chance of late surprises, which that's what you don't want in your productions. And the why is a Scrum or Scrum's time boxed session in which it's that's what I was as I mentioned leaning by 20%, but you can read it here, folks. Why? And this is my choice D. And going to question number 10. Here is a project team member is having difficulties delivering assignments, tests for a project that is at risk of being delayed. The main issue is that the team member does not understand a new system that was recently implemented. What should the project manager I would definitely go with assign and experience the resources to support the team. And why is that? In the particular scenario, the project manager should assign experienced team members to support team member that's lagging behind due to the time constraints. In the future, or in the case of say scenario where there isn't any time constraints are present, then one of the job training is sufficient to bring the employee up to speed with the new technology. So, and this is my response for A, which I'm leaning into only by 20%, folks. You can read it here. And so next question is number 11. A project team consisting of 4 team members will be rolling out a company-wide application to both staff and contractors in the country to deliver within a strict the time line. A local company skilled in the application deployment and change management will need to be contracted. What should the project manager do to empower the local company? I would definitely go with C, set expectation and agree on the requirement that the contractor will deliver with the predicted progress report. I am leaning about 25% with A, and I'll explain it to you. But why I'm going with C, emphasize communication, collaboration, and regular updates through the progress report. It creates structure for ongoing communication between the project manager and the local company, facilitating transparency and ensuring everyone stays informed and about the project status. Again, folks, I'm not going to read A, but you let me know what's your intake about this. But me, I would personally, I would go with C. And next question is number 12. A project manager is managing a constructions project that is facing challenges. There is a schedule overrun, cost overrun, and the client is unhappy with the specific scope progress. What should the project manager do first? And first of all is review the scope and the project objectives. That's the first thing you can do, folks. That's the main thing, basically. And then I explain it in the situation. I believe the best course of action will be review the overall project scopes and objectives, and then align with the stakeholders of the next steps as feel this results caused maybe be miscommunication on both parties' sides. And we go to question number 13, folks. Geographically, in a geographically distributed projects team, the projects team member continue to email status reports and update schedules after their weekly meetings discussions. However, the team is having difficulties tracking and the changes and progress made. What should the project manager do? I would go definitely with C, maintain a central repository of artifacts with a version control system. That's a must. And here I believe they need to centralize the repository, which is centralized CRS, actual centralized repository system, like SharePoint with the version control enabled, where each team's member can share exactly and access the project's documentation to effectively track the status. That's a team effort, team status of the project. That's a team effort, folks, right here. That's the best option I can select for you to see. And number 14, a project manager has been assigned to a project where collaboration with the business is a critical key factor. The project manager is not sure about which approach to use. A senior project manager has been assigned to help the project manager. So senior guy is getting involved. What advice should the senior project manager provide? I personally would go with B, suggest using an agile approach, which is that's the best approach since customers and the team collaborations is critical for the project success. That's for sure. But I somehow have a leniency, lenient for by 50% work about A. Work with the project manager to develop the new approach because that's going to be time consuming, but it's a good options to approach with that will bring a benefit to the project, but it's a time consuming. But why I'm going with B, folks, and agile is a proven. That's the thing. Technique that emphasize customers collaborations, customizing the method and the beginning is not advisable. You see, that's the thing. I don't want to start beginning already relate. All right, next question, folks, is number 15. A project manager is managing a large project. A stakeholder has just discovered a new risk that has not been identified in an earlier stage. What should the project manager do? I would go with D. Add the risk to the risk register and reevaluate the register with the help from the project's team and the stakeholder. I have a leniency or lean by 40% perform risk analysis directly with the stakeholders who raised the risk and update the risk, but most likely I want to go with D, and I explained to you for both. You can read the B options too, but I'm going with D. And in my opinion, the first step will be to enter risk in the rate log, which is as important. So you have a track or risk logs, and then begin the to dive into investigation root cause, which will be communicating everything you find. You're getting added in there, and that's you're going to have some records actually communicate to the stakeholder. Eventually you're going to communicate to that. So adding the risk registers is the first action as a project manager when you identify a risk, and then you can follow up another action. And B, it's here. You can read it, folks. And I'm going with question number 16. A Scrum team is analyze the burn down chart on the day 4 of the 15-day sprint. You see this? I'm going to have a chart here, folks, here for you. As you can see, it's examining a chart, a sprint chart, and a 15-day sprint. This is 15-day sprints here. The burn down chart is shown below. Okay, and what should the team do next? As you can see here, this is a chart. So my opinion, my humble opinion, I would go with D, continue with the sprint, work as planned, and keep monitoring. Continue with it and keep monitoring. Why? Since it's only is D. Why is D? It's only day 4 of the 15. As you can see, only the version day 4 is of the 15. The team should continue with their planned work. I mean, you don't want to interrupt it though. This is my opinion, folks. And go with the question number 17. A project manager is closing a project and preparing to hand it over to the operations team. During the handover, delay invoice was submitted with the higher than a planned cost against the project's work. Consequently, a project handover was delayed, and the project's report completion costs were increased. What should the project manager have done to avoid this situation? I would definitely go with the captured and reviewed all the projects worked and related costs regularly, so you won't be end up to this. But I have a leniency, a lenient to 30%. Notify all the vendors about the invoicing and the non-payment. That's an extra effort you're going to be communicating. Rather, you capture everything on your own and make sure everything is in place. That's why I'm going with D. So by regularly, as I explained here in DY, YD, reviewing the project's works and related costs before the situation occur. You see, the project manager could have identified exactly and addressed this discrepancy or issues earlier, ultimately preventing the delays, invoice, and increase the cost during the project's handover. And you can read the AY, but I'm definitely going with D. Next question number 18, folks. Projects manager is assigned to a critical software development projects. The team is using a hybrid approach and has divided developments into 4 sprints. Uh, at the end of the sprint 3, the projects manager discovers that the earn value EV is 500,000 and the planned value is 550,000 here. What should the project manager do? All right, I would go definitely with fast track the projects. Fast track the projects and an explanation to that. Uh, why it's A is an SPI equal to EV over PV, and then EVs is 500 thousands, and over P projects what we have 550 equal to zero point 0.9. So current SP it's uh, less than 1. It means behind schedule. So that's that's my intake, folks, in here. And then we go to question number 19. A project manager is working, and number 19 is project with the co-located agile project team that has worked together long enough to be in the performing phase of the team development. An unforeseen event has caused the team to be disappeared, and they are desperate actually here, and they are now unable to co-locate. What should the project manager do to keep the team performing as effectively as possible? I, I I'd like to tell you this is my option. B, provide the team with the virtual collaboration software and training and the software to minimize disruptions. But also, I have a leniency of leaning 50% with D. Evaluate project performance and steps to perform in the if performance decreased to a an unacceptable level. But I would definitely go with B, because it addressed the issues caused by non-collaboration of the team members. Option D is not is not chosen because reactive monitoring is not proactive problem solving. The goal is to prevent performance from decreasing in the first place. That's what I'm going with B, folks, in here. And you can read about D here, the the my reasoning for that, also my leniency. But I'm definitely going with B. Let me know in your comments, please. And number 20 in here, and we have a project manager is reviewing the requirement of the a large program. Which requirement should the project manager prioritize to avoid getting fines? Definitely complying with the regulations is the most important part of all projects. Regulation, regulation, regulation. You have to be comply with that. You don't want to get hit hard with fines, folks. Always comply with the regulation if you want to avoid fines. That's it. That's it. It's C, folks. That's the end of my questions of the project management professional exam training preps questions and explanation. Let me know, please, in your comments sections, your questions, concern, additions, probably corrections to me. That's fine. I'll take all that. Again, I want to thank you for watching my YouTube channel, Alpha Skytech. And as always, I appreciate your likes and subscribes, and have a great day. Thank you.